On every cruise, you'll find someone that just annoys you for what they do. The problem with this is that we're all guilty of doing something that annoys someone else. In this video, I'm going to tell you some of the things that everyone does that's annoying that we're all guilty of doing but don't realize it. It's Danny from cruiseyseadays, and in this video I'm going to tell you some of the things that I think are the most annoying things that passengers do. Everyone is guilty of at least one of the things on this list, even if you don't realize it, myself included. This list is in no order. Pushing in line at the buffet. Don't just push in line at the buffet, those lines could be 50 people deep, but there are people there that will ask to step in just for one thing, then proceed to fill up their plate to the brim, thinking, ooh, this looks good, ooh, this looks good. If you want that one thing, get it, but don't proceed to fill up your plate. Those other 50 people were waiting in line long before you. Go back to the end of the line and wait, you'll get your food quick enough. Chair or lounge hogs. Now I'm not talking about someone that just found a chair during the middle of the day, put a towel down and went to the pool or got something to eat and returned to the chair 5 minutes later. I'm talking about the kind of person that gets up at 6 AM, goes to the deck and finds the perfect lounge chair, then plops the towel down to reserve it for the rest of the day. This is annoying to everyone else that wants to sit there at some point. Don't do this. Take a seat while you're using it, but give it up when you don't. Some cruise lines are cracking down, or at least trying to, where they will monitor if the chair is being abandoned for a certain amount of time, but this isn't always the case. Being rude to the crew members. This one really annoys me, seeing those poor staff members being treated horribly. Some passengers seem to have the idea that just because they are the customer that they have the right to treat all those workers horribly as if the worker was below them. You won't get me on your side with this. They are extremely hard workers and in my opinion deserve nothing but praise, but some people don't see it that way. The same goes with other passengers. We're all there to enjoy ourselves. Being rude or petty to someone just because you can be isn't going to make you friends. Not practicing hygiene practices. Seriously, do you not already do this at home? Most of us wash and clean our hands. This is basic hygiene, but there are some people that just don't. People get sick and germs can and do spread quickly. Unfortunately, cruise ships already have the label of a petri dish at sea by people that don't like cruises. I don't want to let people think that they are right in this regard, nor do I want to be locked up in my cabin sick for days. If COVID and the cruise shutdown of 2020 has taught us anything, if we let sickness spread throughout a cruise, it can be disastrous. So let's stop the spread by doing basic things like washing our hands. Complaining too much. For this, I'm not talking about the person that legitimately has a problem that needs to be sorted out. After all, I did say in the part about being rude to workers, if there is a problem, see customer service. You have a right to complain and warn people if there is a problem. Not everything is perfect. But for this, I'm talking about the person that complains about everything, no matter how small or petty it is. The person sees a problem in everything. Examples that they can complain about including the elevator taking too long, the buffet line was just too long, the weather being bad, there's too many kids on a family cruise line, as they should have had priority at the self-serve laundry since they had deliberately booked the room close by and the other passengers were using it. So basically anything and everything that they can complain about. If you're someone like this, maybe a cruise isn't for you, or at least the cruise line. Maybe pick something more your style. If you're wondering, I'm well aware of the irony of having a list that sounds like I'm complaining while saying people complain too much. Before I continue, what's the pettiest thing that you've heard someone complain about on a cruise? Leave a comment. Also, what things do you find that cruise passengers do that you find annoying? Blocking walkways. Some people just block the walkways, not by purpose, or at least I hope they aren't. Usually this isn't a problem on most decks, but if you're going past cabins, you'll usually notice that they aren't all that wide, at most 3 or 4 people wide. This is fine if that group is just walking by, but if they are just waiting for someone to come out of a cabin or something else, just standing there creates a blockage. If you're going to wait in a corridor, just stand to the side and let people through. Before we go, have you ever wondered what some of the nautical terms they use on a cruise ship and not sure what they mean? Have a look at this video to find out. And thanks for watching.